take a month's polishing every winter.
Aye, and they bring back vanity and affectation to last them the whole year. I wonder that London can't keep its own fools at home. In my time, the follies of town crept slowly among us. Now, they travel faster than a stagecoach.
Oh, aye, your times were fine times indeed, and you have been telling us of them for many a long year. Here we live in this old rumbling mansion that looks for all the world like an inn, but we never see company. Our best visitors are old Mrs. Oddfish, the curate's wife, and little Cripplegate, the lame dancing master, and all our entertainment are your old stories of Prince Eugene and the Duke of Marlborough. Ooh, I hate such old-fashioned trumpery.
And I love it. I love everything that's old. Try this, let me know what you think. I love old friends, old times, old manners, old books, old wine. And I believe, Dorothy, you'll own that I've been pretty fond of an old wife.
Oh, Lord, Mr. Hardcastle, you're forever at your Dorothy and your old wife. Well, you may be a Derby, but I'll be no Joan, I promise you. And I'm not so old as you'd make me by more than one good year. Add 20 to 20 and make money of that.
Let me see. 20 added to 20 makes just 50 and 7.
It's false, Mr. Hardcastle. I was but 20 when I was brought to bed of Tony that I had with Mr. Lumpkin, my first husband, and he's not come to years of discretion yet.
And never will I up there want him. You caught him finally.
No matter. Tony Lumpkin has a good fortune. My son will not live by learning. I don't think a boy wants much learning to spend $1,500 a year.
Learning indeed. A mere composition of tricks and mischief.
Oh, humor, my dear, nothing but humor. Oh, come, Mr. Hardcastle. You must allow the boy a little humor.
I'd sooner allow him a horse palm. If burning the footman's shoes, frightening the maids, and worrying the kittens be humor, well, then he has it. It was but yesterday that he fastened my wig to the back of my chair, and when I went to make a bow, I popped my bald head in poor Mrs. Fizzle's face.
And am I to blame? Oh, the poor boy was always too sickly to do any good. A school would be his death. When he gets to be a little stronger, who knows what a year or two's Latin may do for him.
For him? A cat and a fiddle. Oh, no. The alehouse and the stable are the only schools he'll ever go to.
Oh, well, we must not snub the poor boy now. Oh, for I fear we shan't have him long among us. Anybody who looks in his face can see he's consumptive.
If growing too rambunctious be one of the symptoms.
He coughs sometimes.
Yes. When his liquor goes down the wrong way.
I'm actually afraid of his lungs.
Oh, and I am too. Truly, for sometimes he whoops like a speaking trumpet.
Oh, where my boots?
There he is. A very consumptive figure, truly.
Tony, won't you give Papa and I a little of your company, lovey?
Please, Mother, can I stay?
You shan't venture out this raw evening, my dear. Oh, you look most shockingly.
I mean, at least I tell you I cannot stay. The three pigeons expect me out every moment. Now there's some fun going forward.
Aye, the alehouse, the old place. I thought so.
A low poultry set of fellows.
Not so low, neither. There, Dick Muggins, the exciseman, Jack Slang, the horse doctor, little Aminadab that grinds the music on top, and Tom Crisp that spins the pewter platters.
Oh, pray, my dear, disappoint them for one night at least.
As for disappointing them, I should not much mind, but I cannot abide to disappoint myself.
You shan't.
Go! We'll see, Mr. Strawberry, you are I.
Oh, Tony! Ah!
language in a combination to drive sense and discretion out of doors. There's my pretty darling Kate. The fashions of the time have almost infected her as well. By living a year or two in town, she is as fond of gauze and French frippery as the best of them. Ah, Kate, my love. Dressed out as usual? Oh, goodness. What a quantity of superfluous silk has thou got about me, child?
You know our agreement, sir. You allow me the morning to pay and receive visits and dress in my own manner. And in the evening, I put on my housewife's dress to please you.
Well, I remember I will insist upon the terms of our agreement, and by the by, I believe I shall have occasion to try your obedience this very evening.
I protest, sir. I don't comprehend your meaning.
Then let me be plain, Kate. I am expecting the young man whom I have chosen to be your husband from town this very day. I have here his father's letter in which he informs me that his son is set out, and he will follow shortly after.
Indeed. Oh, I wish I had known something of this before. Bless me. How shall I behave? It's 1,000 to 1 I shan't like him. Our meeting will be so formal and so like a thing of business. I shall find no room for friendship or esteem.
Now, depend on it, Kate. I will never control your choice. But young Mr. Marlowe, whom I have pitched upon, is the son of my old friend, Sir Charles Marlowe, of whom you've heard me speak so often.
Yes.
The young gentleman has been bred a scholar, and he is designed for employment in the service of his country. I'm told that he is a man of an excellent understanding.
I believe I will like him.
Very generous,
I'm sure I will like him.
young and brave,
My dear Papa, say no more. He's mine. I'll have him.
and, to crown it all, he is one of the most bashful and reserved young fellows in all the world.
Oh, you've frozen me to death again. A reserved lover, it is said, always makes a suspicious husband.
On the contrary, Kate, modesty seldom resides in a breast that is not enriched with nobler virtues. It is the very feature of his character that first struck me.
He must have far more striking features to catch me, I promise you. However, if he be so young and so handsome and so everything as you described, I believe he'll do still, and I will have him.
But there is still an obstacle. It's more than even wagered he won't have you.
Why will you mortify one so? Well, if he refuses, I will simply look out for a less difficult admirer.
Bravely resolved. Now, in the meantime, I shall go and prepare the servants for his reception, as we seldom see company.
Oh, Landon, this news of Papa's puts me all in a flutter. Young and handsome, oh, he put these last, but I put those foremost. Sensible, good-natured, oh, I like all that. But then sheepish and reserved, that is much against him. Can the fellow be cured of his timidity by being taught to be proud of his wife? Yes, and can't I vow I'm disposing of the husband before I secure the lover. Oh, never, my dear Uncle Andrew. Tell me, Constance, am I in face today? Is it one of my well-looking days, child?
Perfectly, my dear.
Oh. Yes. Now I look again.
Bless me! Oh, sure, no accident has happened among the little canary birds. Oh, or the goldfish,
fortune like yours is no small temptation, and as she has sole management of it, I'm not surprised to see her unwilling to let it go out of the family.
A fortune like mine, which chiefly consists in jewels, is no such mighty temptation. But, at any rate, if my dear Hastings be the constant, I may no doubt to be too hard for her at last. However, let us suppose that I am in love with her son, and she never once dreams that my affections are fixed upon another.
Oh, my good brother holds out stoutly. I could almost love him for hating you so.
He is a good-natured creature, at bottom, and I'm sure would wish to see me married to anybody but himself. Oh, but my aunt's bell rings for our afternoon walk through the improvements. Alors, courage is necessary, as our affairs are critical.
Oh, and would it were bedtime and all were well.
Water party. The minuet Mariani. When did not come to his own.
I
It would be well for all the publicans within 10 miles round of him.
I could pay for all the drinks here.
He takes after his own father for that.
To be sure.
Old Squire Lumpkin was the finest gentleman ever set my eyes on. From winding the straight horn, or beating the thicket for a hare, or a witch. He never had his fellow. There was a saying in the place that he kept the best horses, dogs, and girls in the whole county.
I did. Ecod, and when I'm of age, I'll be no bastard, I promise you. I've been thinking of betting belts and the miller's gray mare to begin with. But come on, boys, drink about it and be merry, for you pay no reckoning this night. Stingo, what's the matter?
There be two gentlemen at the door in a post shed. They've lost their way upon the forest, and they keep talking something of Mr. Hardcastle.
As sure as can be, one of them must be the gentleman come down to court my sister. Do they seem to be Londoners?
I believe they may. They look roundly like Frenchmen.
French! Then desire them to step this way. I'll set them right in a twinkling. Gentlemen, as they may be good enough company for you, step down for a moment. I'll be with you in the squeezing of a lemon.
Lemon juice.
What are we all do now?
Let's go and beat the thicket for a witch.
Father-in-law has been calling me whelp and hound this half year. Now, if I chose, I could be so revenged on the old grumpy toady. But I soon shall be worth 1,500 a year. Let him frighten me out of that if he can.
What a tedious and uncomfortable day we've had. There were told us but 40 miles across the country. We've come above 60.
And all, Marlowe, from that unaccountable reserve of yours that would not let us inquire more frequently along the way.
My own Hastings, I'm unwilling to lay myself under an obligation to everyone I meet and thus stand a chance of an unmannerly answer.
At present, however, we may not receive any answer.
Pardon, gentlemen. I've been told you're inquiring upon Mr. Hardcastle of these parts. Do you know what part of the country you're in?
Not in the least, sir, but should thank you for information.
Know the way you came?
No, sir, but if you could inform
The
us.
first thing I have to inform you is that you have lost your way.
We wanted no ghost to tell us that.
Pray, gentlemen, is this not same Hardcastle, a cross-grained, old-fashioned, whimsical fellow with an ugly face, a daughter, and a pretty son?
We have not seen the gentleman, but he has the family that you mentioned.
The daughter, a traipsing, trolloping, talkative puppet. The son, a pretty, well-bred, agreeable youth that everyone is fond of.
Our information differs from this. The daughter is said to be well-bred and beautiful. The son, an awkward booby, reared up and spoiled his mother's apron.
Then, gentlemen, all I have to tell you is that you won't reach Mr. Hardcastle's house this night, I believe.
Unfortunate.
It's a damned, long, dark, boggy, dirty, dangerous way. Stingo! Tell the gentleman the way to Mr. Hardcastle's. Mr. Hardcastle's of Quagmire Marsh? You understand me?
Oh, Mr. Hardcastle. Oh, lackadaisy, me masters, you come a deadly deal wrong. When you came to the bottom of the hill, you should have crossed down Squash Lane.
Cross down Squash Lane.
Then you were to keep straight forwards until you came to 4 roads.
Come to where 4 roads meet.
I bet you must be sure to only take one of them.
Sir, you're facetious.
Then, keeping to the right, you're to go sideways till you come upon Crackskull Common. Then you're to go forward till you come to Farmer Murray's barn. Coming to the farmer's barn, you're to turn right, then left, then right about again till you find out the old mill.
Sounds good, we could have soon found the longitude. What's to be done, Marlowe? This house offers but a poor reception, though perhaps the landlord can accommodate us.
Alack, my master, I have but one spare bed in the whole house.
And to my knowledge, that's been taken up by 3 lodgers already. I've hit it. Don't you think, Stingo, our landlady could accommodate these gentlemen by fireside with 3 chairs and a bolster?
I hate sleeping by the fireside.
I attest to 3
chairs and a bolster.
Oh, you do you? Then let me see. What if you go a mile further to the Buck's Head? Ah, yes, the old Buck's Head on the hill. One of the finest inns in the whole country.
Ho, ho, so we've escaped an adventure this night, however.
Sure, you being sending them to your father's place as it is, be you?
Mom, you fool. Let them find that out. Yes, you only keep straight forward for about a mile until you come upon a large old house by roadside. There'll be a pair of horns over the door. That's the sign. Drive up the yard and call stoutly about you.
Sir, we are obliged to you. The servants can't miss the way?
No. Only, I do warn you, the landlord is rich. He's going to be leaving off business soon. And he wants to be thought of saving your presence. God, he'll be forgiving you his presence. And if you mind him, he'll persuade you his mother was an alderman and his aunt a justice of the peace.
A troublesome old blade, to be sure, but keeps the best wines and beds in the whole county.
Well, if he supplies us with these, we shall want no further connection. We are to turn to the right, did you say?
No, straight forward. I'll just step myself and show you a piece of the Lord. This way.
Bless your heart for a sweet, pleasant, damned mischievous son of a whore.
Now, I trust you'll all be perfect in the same way. I trust that you will all be perfect in the table exercises that I have been teaching you for these past 3 days. You all know your posts and your places, and you can show that you are used to good company without ever having stirred from the house.
Aye.
Okay, now, when the company arrives, you are not to pop out, stare, and run back in again like frightened rabbits in a war.
No?
Diggory, you who I have taken from the barn to make a show at the side table, Roger, you who I have advanced from the plow, you ought to position yourself behind my chair. But don't stand so, Roger, with your hands in your pockets. Take your hands from your pockets, Roger. And from your head, blockhead. Look, see how Diggory holds his hands. Well, now, they're a little too stiff indeed, but that's, well, no great matter.
Aye. Mind how I hold them. I learned to hold my hands this way when I was upon drill for the militia. And so, being upon drill...
Diggory, you are too talkative. You must be all attention to the guests. You must hear us talking and not think of talking. You must see us drinking and not think of drinking. You must see us eating and not think of eating.
By the laws, your worship, that's perfectly impossible. Whenever Diggory sees eating going forward, he's always wishing for a mouthful himself.
You blockhead. Is not a bellyful in the kitchen as good as a bellyful in the parlor? Stay your stomach with that reflection.
God, I thank you, worship. I shall make a shift to stay my stomach with a slice of cold beef in the pantry.
Diggory, you're too talkative. And if I tell a good story or say a good thing at table, you are not to all burst out laughing as if made part of the company.
But God, then your worship must not tell the story of old grouse in the gun room. I can't help laughing at that for the soul of it. We've laughed at that for 20 years.
Okay, that is a good story, yes. Well, to be honest, Diggory, you may laugh at that, yes, but still, remember to be attentive. If one of the company, for example, were to call for a glass of wine, how would you behave? A glass of wine, if you please, sir. Why don't you move?
God, your worship, I don't have courage until I see the eatables and drinkables brought up on the table. Then I'm bold as a lion, I am.
Will none of you move?
I'm not to leave this place.
It's certainly no place of mine.
No, mine.
Well, then I'm sure it cannot be mine.
So, while, like your betters, you are quarreling for places, the guests must be starved. You numbskulls. I say I must begin all over again. Come. Oh, wait. Is that a coach I hear driving into the yard? Okay, look. To your places, you blockheads, and you all know your places. In the meantime, I will go and give my old friend's son a